I'm gonna have to call the guy for back here.
Have you heard anything from the officers?
I did. They sent me some stuff and then I had some questions and we just kind of been going back and forth on it. So, yep. They're done or done and have returned stuff. We're just trying to finalize stuff.
Okay. She said it. By chance, did you get it? Sure. I said no because. Yeah. Ready?
Good.
Ready, Paul? I'd like to call the meeting to order for September 26, 2023. Would you please rise for a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Here.
Trustee Hunter.
Here.
Trustee Good.
Here. I will make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Roll call.
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes. And do we have Hannah?
Hannah is on.
Hi, Hannah. Thank you for being here.
There, thanks for having me.
Hi, Hannah.
Hannah, I will probably be sending you an email maybe this week about the Wreaths Across America, the ceremony that we will be doing in December. Just to
Okay.
let you know.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll go on to department reports. Our deputy is not here, so we'll go on to the road department. Greg?
We completed the tile replacement project on Harrisburg, Georgesville. We went to the meeting, the Good Housekeeping meeting down at the county, dealing with spills, all kinds of illicit discharge, all those kind of things. The report that I gave you was from the Denton Road train crossing. It's my understanding that this guy sent his recommendations to railway. Basically said better fix that, it's in poor condition.
Had you had any complaints?
No, from
Road
me,
department?
from us, it had some metal hanging off of it. So no, nobody has actually called and said, you know, there's metal hanging from it and everything else, but
A lady sent a message on Facebook, on our Facebook page, that a piece of concrete fell onto her car from that bridge.
Okay.
Just so you know.
okay. Fortunately, weren't not to touch that, anything to do with that, so. Yeah, I believe it because it's not in good shape.
Yeah.
And then we got the address of 9300 Garrick. It's where that, like a trail back to a cabin.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's part of the road or not, but we ended up clearing it out so they could get access with their vehicles back there. That's all cleared out and done. That's it.
We guys going to the training, safety training day that.
Yes,
Okay.
we always do. I don't know that I haven't heard that for sure, but
Okay,
we always do.
can you check with Robert and ask him to RSVP if you guys are, they're trying to get a head count for the.
Is it, now which one are you talking about?
It's at the fairgrounds.
The rodeo?
No, it's the safety day.
Okay.
Like the one he did not too long ago where there was people and stuff.
We're doing one of those. We're not going to the rodeo where
Okay.
they just had.
Can you just check with Robert on
Sure,
that? I
sure.
think it's. I forget when it is. He was trying to get.
We normally, if it has anything to do with the safety or that, like I said,
Okay.
discharges or things we need to be aware of.
Yeah,
how to do
Something
it.
they invited all the townships.
We
to.
normally go to all those.
I will send.
Actually, we are going to that. If that's the one,
Rick had mentioned.
yeah.
Okay, up at the fairgrounds, like
Yes.
in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe
Jules.
just-
Yeah.
Yeah, the one Jim Jules put on.
So you guys are all
We
going?
are going, and I
Okay.
think they already know that we're going, so
All right, well,
I
he
think
asked
that's
me
the
earlier
one
today.
Robert told us about at the last meeting.
possibly, yeah, because he was
He said
talking
it was
about
at the
when we went to
fairgrounds.
the last one, so.
Yeah.
All right, I will email them and let them know, because he had asked me earlier.
Hey, while we're with you, we just keep a running thing till we get it solved about Gay Road. And I see your speaker sheet is about Gay Road.
Yes, correct.
So would you like to
Hello,
introduce yourself and
my name is Stephen Likens. I currently reside at 6420 Gay Road. And I'm familiar with the current conditions that we have on the side of the road where it's degrading itself and the water's hydraulically shoving it off. I remember that my neighbor Randy Daniels said that he was going to attend a meeting. And lo and behold, I watched a YouTube video that was rather unbecoming of himself and his actions. I would like to apologize for the way that he acted and that he suggested to the Township Road Department that they not contact me. I own the hill that is really washing out really bad. And he was on video telling the other gentleman that's normally here to not even contact me about trying to fix it. That kind of hurt. So anyways,
I don't remember that, do you?
this was about a month ago.
Well, I remember him being here, but I don't.
He started off pretty boisterous and upset, a little bit angry. Then the road department guy said that they're trying to fix it, and he relaxed off of it then. But he did in fact tell the guy not to try to contact me, that he didn't want to try to get a hold of him. And that was a little bit upsetting. However, Mr. Daniels failed to neglect that is his alteration of the front of his hill and his previously father's hill, which now he owns also. He cut 2 feet off of it with a bulldozer, and all of the dirt and sediment has continually washed off for probably the last 6 or 7 years. And that's what's clogging the work and the alterations that the Township Road Department had previously done. So his alterations undermined what was trying to keep the road from preventing from being washed out. However, on the other side of the road opposite of me, there's a ditch that it's a drainage creek, watershed that is coming really close to the road and is probably 24 inches within 36 inches of washing out the road itself into about an 8-foot elevation of just dropping everything down the side of it. So the road will start falling out. As far as a tile pipe, as Mr. Daniels has suggested that we put in there, I don't think that's the correct geoengineering that needs to be done. I think the larger rocks, which they call, I believe, riprap, with metal caging would probably be better because there is some hillside movement as well. And that's where the side of the road is actually breaking off about 16 inches into the road from the edge of it. Parts of that road are pretty narrow. They get down to about 11 feet wide, which forces other cars to go off of the road and wait for another car to pass. So an extension may be necessary of the roadside. And I would like to give any blessing necessary to have any of that done to my property. I would love to help the issue on Gay Run Hill, then prolong it. And that's pretty much it. Oh yeah. As far as me being familiar with his sediment washing out, I'm currently experiencing the same thing. For the last 4 years, he's regraded the back of his hill. At the back of the property, he has a pond on a ½ acre, and he has graded it for the last 5 years, 8 times. And all this sediment keeps washing down and cutting off my access to 17.9 acres that I have at the rear of my property. I have 26 acres total, and I can't get to more than 3/4 of it because his sediment washout is preventing any vehicle from driving through it. I'm talking 24 inches to almost 3 feet of sediment washout is how bad it's really getting, because he continually degrades it every year and will not hydro seed it or put erosion preventative methods, as in burlap rolls.
Do you live in the Mr. Stone's property?
Yes, sir. Formerly Mr. Stone Gummits, yep.
Is that sediment, is it in the right of way or is it on your property?
Behind the pond is behind his house.
Yeah, and it's, so there's a choke point where two of my parcels connect, and that choke point is the valley where all his stuff is washing out. So it's all of his water flow coming out of this pond. When I first moved there, I asked him to put in a tile pipe so I could drive over and access the rear of my property. And he put a tile pipe from his pond to the edge of the property. And then left a 20-foot section sitting there. Yeah, so there's been no help. I've had to rent machinery myself and try to get it out of there. I've had a quote to $3,000. I think it was $3,300 that I still have to repair the damage he's done. And he's also dumped concrete on my property. So that's a continual issue, but I don't want to create a negative environment where I live because I have a 5-year-old daughter. I've had experiences with Mr. Daniels. I've had to tell him to remove himself from my property 5 times. He's tore out about 700 feet of fence as well. So that's an entirely separate issue, I understand. But the sediment, the way it's coming off the hill is because of his alterations. And anything you guys need to fix that.
Have you contacted Soil and Water?
That's my next step. I was looking through your guys' resources on the page, and I was going to ask if there's any path I should take.
That would be the first thing that I would do, because obviously it's not in the right of way that we would deal with.
Right.
They would have something to say about
Okay.
that washing out, I'm sure. So I would call Soil and Water, and it's more of really a civil thing between you and him. It may not be a bad idea to, I know you're documenting stuff, but have a third party documenting.
Okay.
Just not only for your protection, for his too. I know you're not concerned about his, but when it becomes a civil matter of property lines and stuff like that, first thing I do, call Soil and Water. They will come out, and that's kind of what we were doing at that training meeting down there. They'll come out and say, you can't do this, this can't wash out. There's only
That's
so
what
much
I need.
oil that can be disturbed at a certain, there's only so much area that can be disturbed.
Okay.
So I would get with them, and then, yeah, like a third party, I don't know if it's gonna be the sheriff or if it can be
Okay.
somebody else.
As well, in the very rear of my property, there's a telephone pole that's supplied by AEP. I had a huge washout from where the county had put in Gay Run watershed, the dry run watershed. It does a 90-degree turn right as it enters my property into a 100-foot cliff. That 100-foot cliff is eroding. I had heard the other gentleman previously talk about guys having to clean out the ditches that's going under Georgesville Road, Georgesville, Harrisburg, where Tommy Justice's property comes out.
That would be,
It's Harrisburg. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's where.
that would be, that part of it is the county engineers. They're responsible for all those aisles down through there. You're talking about where he cleaned out all that,
Well,
that area?
yeah, it was my land that had washed out. I mean, there's probably several thousand tons.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy, this 100-foot hillside that washed
Yeah.
out, but the county put it in.
Yeah.
So there's no recourse of any correction I can make. And also, should I contact soil and water management and see about erosion mitigation?
Contact them about that as well, but I'd also contact Franklin County engineers.
Okay.
They may have some guys that in their drainage department that would come out, and if they did it, they're usually really good about fixing stuff, but
Okay.
you gotta get with them.
Should I
As far as the tiles, like clearing those out, that would be also them.
Okay.
on that road.
Should I contact AEP's engineers? Because the power pole went from 50 feet from a 50-foot edge to 15 feet now. So one more washout, it's gone.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they should be aware that this could fall at any point, and they may want to, now will they? I don't know, but
All right.
I would start with soil and water again, and then obviously call Franklin County engineer and say, hey, when you did this,
Gotcha.
we're having issues at this point too.
Great. Thank you very much for
You're
your
welcome.
information. It's a big help. I appreciate it. I'm all
Okay,
done. Thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for having me.
This is a good place to come because then you're recorded and
Absolutely. I am very interested in local government now. Thank you.
okay. We will move on to the fire department. Lieutenant Will?
Alrighty, see, staffing, with the overtime, numbers, they have been reduced with the increased personnel. Last week, we welcomed 3 new full-time firefighters. 2 went to 2 unit and 1 came to 3 unit. So very excited to have them get started. Their swearing in will be October 10th. Fairfield Township working on with communications through Grove City. And then I believe Chief does have a meeting with the township next week. Then ongoing levy discussions. The other thing that I mentioned, Stacy from Idols dropped off about 40 pounds of pancake mix syrup for Pancakes with Santa event. So he dropped that off, which was very generous of him. So I think that's all that we have at this point.
That's fire.
If you would, just have the chief look over the insurance.
I will.
There are gonna be, okay, the same.
December 9th, which is the second Saturday.
Okay, go on to old business. I will make resolution 46. Is that right on with your numbers? Oh. Resolution 46, accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. Do I have a second? Second. Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
Yes. Any other? Okay, new business, received an email from Joe Mazzola, the Health Commissioner for Franklin County, requesting a survey be filled out. This survey will help inform future recommendations and align resources across Franklin County, including via the Columbus and Franklin County Addiction Plan. I would assume this survey has some EMS questions and statistics. So if it's okay with you, both of you, I'll email that on to the chief to fill that out. That's works for me, okay. Okay, and then we received an email from Joe Durham about the recycling contract on August the 4th, 2023. The consortium members met with representatives from SWACO to discuss the upcoming renewal for the Consortium 2 recycling processing agreement with Rumpke. Pleasant's current 3-year recycling processing agreement term ends December 31st, 2023. However, there are 2 1-year automatic renewals. The first renewal term is for January 1st, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. Both Swaco and Eastham and Smith recommend renewing the recycling process agreement for the 2024 term. However, this decision must be made by each community. As a best practice, we plan to notify Rumpke in writing for each community's intent to renew or terminate recycling processing agreement. The deadline for this is December the 1st, 2023. Please respond to this email at your earliest convenience. So my thoughts are to renew.
I
That's what
agree.
they recommend.
I agree.
I will make resolution 47 to renew the recycling process agreement with Rumpke for the 2024 term. I have a second.
I will second that.
Roll call?
Trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter.
Yes.
Trustee Good.
And we received a letter from SERV that a case number has been assigned to the notice to negotiate filed by the union. A negotiation period of 60 days has been established. And Lieutenant Will, do you know of any dates that they're available?
No, not at this time. I can definitely reach out and get back to the board.
Yeah, just send us an email
Okay,
with available dates and,
okay, will do. I'll pass that on to Mr. Karowski.
okay. Just a reminder that the fall cleanup will be October 6th and 7th. Any other announcements? Hey, Paula?
Okay, just, prior to the meeting, I had noted that we do need to get that OTARMA renewal in, and so if you sign the check, I'll go ahead and get that in, and then we'll have the department heads go over the coverage and see what needs to be adjusted. I received another notice of unemployment for one of our past full-timers. I've been trying to get a hold of people at Department of Job and Family Services, but it's very hard to get through to them on the phone. Last time we got one, when I contacted them, they said it was probably just a fraudulent and to ignore it. So I'm going to assume that that's probably what this is again. There was a notice of a public hearing. I'm not sure why they're sending these out to us, but it was held last week, and it was Inland Products up on Frank Road. They had sent that. There was a hearing before about that. And everything else is just emails, newsletters. Like I said, just kind of the usual stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Anything else for Paula? Anything else at all?
Everything. I'm actually for LT. Just let you know, we have one more hydrant for the Timberlake area. I believe it's Lambert and Timberlake Circle. At that corner is where that last one's at to install the last fire hydrant. I believe it's 11 of them. I'm not sure if Stephen got an employee or not. Greener.
Possibly Chief Whitey may have, yes.
Okay.
Possibly.
All right. I don't know if you guys have any testing you want to do after they're fully installed or once they do a flush or something.
Okay.
But just let you know that's our status right now.
Wonderful, thank you.
As soon as we know that it's done, I'll make sure that you guys are informed.
Okay.
And I'll speak with Stephen to make sure he communicates to whomever he communicates to make sure that that's communicated, that we're done, and if any more testing needs to be completed, we do so. I know one of the concerns we have at Timberlake is the piping and how long it's been there, if it's been updated or renewed. As I've had at my own home, some of it rusting. So we're starting to discuss some questions of how do we get this bedded out? How do we ensure that we don't have any issues with our water lines and they're not rusting out, we aren't having any issues or problems? I don't know how far that's going to go or where we're at, but we're starting those conversations at the moment, just to let you know.
Okay.
And I will be here for next October at the end, but I won't be here for November or December. I don't know if there's somebody else who's gonna represent, from our group yet or not. We do have a new president, so I think he's been here before, maybe, I'll ask him again. And make sure that we have somebody for November, December, and I'll be back in January.
Who is your new president?
New president is Travis. Met him twice. Apologize that I, let's see if I can get this name off my phone here real quick. It should be on our website as well. I was out of town for a while when they had the changeover, so getting fully acclimated. That, and I'm running for the county central commitment position for this, as well as the state central committee position. So just FYI. Let's see. Travis Bullock, Bullock. He's our new president of our HOA. I believe Vice President Valerie.
You have a contact number for Mr. Paul?
Yes, yes. Hold on a second. You want email or phone number? Phone number? See if I have it.
You can give it to Ed after the meeting in case he doesn't.
Okay, let's see if I can find that. If I don't have that, I can get in contact with them and ask them to send it to you guys if you have it.
Okay. All
Right.
right, thank you.
He would be the contact person if we need to get hold of somebody in the association.
Yeah, he should be the one that you contact for president, and he'll be able to direct or to address any issues that occur or any questions you have. You should be able to get those taken care of.
Thank you.
No problem. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? I'll make a motion to adjourn. A second? Roll call?
Trustee Sheets, trustee Hunt,
Yes.
trustee Good.
Yes.
Yeah, see you time.
Nice, thank you for coming.
Very nice. It's, yeah, she took care of it.
You got one?